Hi everyone, welcome to Get to the Plot Film Club, the official podcast. I'm so excited for this episode, obviously because it is the Odyssey this week, but also I'm joined by a very, very special guest, Nat.
Woo! Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited to talk to you about this movie. Obviously we both definitely got some opinions to talk about, so let's get straight to it. But obviously, first questions first. What format did you watch it in?
So, I did not see it in IMAX. I just saw it in 2D. And it was okay. I don't feel like I missed anything, but I know you had a different experience watching it.
Yes, I saw it in IMAX, just standard IMAX, not like 70mm. That would be a dream though, wouldn't it?
Oh, so cool. Oh, absolutely.
But I think for me, I'd say if you can go see it in IMAX, go see it in IMAX, because it's so much more of like a spectacle in that sense. You just see every little tiny detail right up in your eye holes, and it is just gorgeous. Like, it's so good. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I do want to watch it again. So I think if I do watch it again, it will be an IMAX trip for me. But
yeah, I think I did see someone that said that they saw it in 70mm IMAX and they were like, go see it normally now, and then if you can, go later, because this film's probably going to be shown for like years and years to come anyway. Definitely. So they're going to like milk it in those cinemas anyway, I'm sure, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, they've got to.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, defo. Lovely. So, one of the main things that we wanted to talk about in regards to if you're going to see this movie is how much research should you do prior to the movie, and also if you should have to research a film before you go and see it. Now, obviously, this story is incredibly old, so there is a sense of, is a spoiler actually a spoiler when it's been out there for so many years? But yeah. What do you think?
So, the reason I was a bit apprehensive about Nolan anyway, as we've kind of discussed, is he has this tendency to make everything feel a little bit prestigious, and maybe overcomplicated slightly. So when I heard that he was doing the Odyssey, I didn't know how much preparation would be needed going into it, as I think anyone would. However, saying that, and I only have like a basic understanding of some Greek gods, basically just like the dynamics of who's at the top, who's whatever. I think that is all you need, really. And anything else, I think they did quite a good job of explaining, like the whole Zeus's law thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Instantly from the beginning, they bring it up and you're a bit like, oh, what's that? And then a sentence later, they verbatim tell you what it is.
Yes.
But I do think, obviously, it's going to be a completely different experience to someone who is really brushed up on their Greek myths, because they're going to be pointing out every little Easter egg, and I'm sure that's really valuable.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, because Jack Edwards posted a really good TikTok.
I love that man.
So do I. I've had the fattest crush on him for years. But yeah, no, he posted a video basically saying, these are some of the things that you should know just walking in, so you're not kind of having to put the pieces together while you're watching the movie, which I thought was really useful. And he did explain Zeus's law, and I agree with you, they did explain it. I will say it's a very sort of blink and you miss it kind of quick, like summary, and then moving on. But I was grateful that I managed to catch that video before, because I think it would have just been, I would have been a little bit like, oh, am I too sure on the information here?
Yeah.
I think the main thing is that just making sure you know which actor is playing what role.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I just think there was some confusion before about who Elliot Page was playing.
Yes.
A lot of people thought he was playing Achilles, so then when he wasn't, I guess that could be confusing for some people. But I didn't really know who he was playing going into it, but it didn't affect it for me. Much.
Yeah, I think it did kind of baffle me, because I've read Song of Achilles.
Yeah.
And when they said he was playing Achilles, I was like, but is he not dead? Spoiler. Is he not dead at this point?
No! Oh my god, how are you spoiling this like 1,000-year-old myth for me right now? That's actually insane.
I'm sorry. Now no one can enjoy the book now, because I've just ruined everything. But
sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that. But it does make sense. Not gonna lie, though, I could see them casting Elliot Page as Achilles, like if they did a Song of Achilles movie. I could definitely see that happening. I'd
Let's
be for
do it.
that.
Elliot Page, what are you saying?
Love that. So yeah, we were talking also about kind of the things that we came into contact with in regards to Greek mythology. For me, I knew well, I don't know a lot, but most of the contact I had was from Horrible Histories growing up. And yeah, I didn't realize actually how much had stuck with me watching the TV show, but I think it just made me think a lot about the funny skits that they did and actually like how good they were. Because if I also did not have that knowledge, I'd be again a little bit sort of like, what's going on here? Why is Helen, especially like Helen of Troy story? I'd be like, why is Helen so important? But like, actually, good job the 6 idiots existed, because I'd be baffled otherwise.
So true. And they were like the first people to like properly simplify stuff out. And when you do that, it will stick with you. So
yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Horrible Histories.
Thank you. You've done a service.
For real. Absolutely. But my interest in Greek mythology is all courtesy of Sir Stephen Fry, who is everyone's like dream dinner party guest, I think.
Yeah.
Like when you get asked hypothetically, he's one of them, because he's just like the smartest. He could read a menu to me and I'd think he was like quoting some biblical text or something. But he wrote this amazing series of books about Greek mythology. It starts with like the Mythos series, and he really, I'm not going to say dumbs it down, but writes it out like a drama of how all these events unfolded, and it just makes it so much easier to understand. So I think if I hadn't gone into the Odyssey with some of that, maybe I would be a little bit confused. But again, I feel like they explained it quite well, the things that people wouldn't be really expected to know.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. I think nothing felt too overcomplicated.
No, which for Nolan was shocking.
Yeah. I think he just, I feel like he just packs everything in. Or especially because like I'd seen Tenet. Like Tenet was the first Christopher Nolan movie I ever saw, and it was beautifully shot. It was so clever, but hell on earth to know what was actually going on. Like I think he very much kept being like, cool action scene, plot, 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 plot.
Yeah.
Cool action scene, more dialogue about the plot, and I still couldn't tell you what it was about. Like it just was very confusing in that sense. Yeah.
When they make, if he's making a film like that, it makes me ask myself, what purpose are you making this film for? Is it to appeal to people who are intellectually gonna see exactly what you see, or do you not want different perspectives to kind of be debating about how different things are presented? Because if he's trying to be as intellectual as possible, he is like cutting out a huge percentage of his audience, and I think that can be quite detrimental.
But I think actually, because he's kind of simplified it, I think so many more people are going to the cinema to watch it.
Definitely.
Like the demographic that do just go like, can we go to the cinema tonight and see this movie? Like the ones that aren't like, it's a Christopher Nolan movie, I must go see it and see it in the format and like all of that. It's just people that are like, oh, should we just go to cinema tonight? Yeah, cool, let's do it. Which is really nice.
It's a great adventure.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just a fun time, and it's like it doesn't also. I'm glad that it doesn't take away from those people. It doesn't feel like elitist or anything. I mean, there's the argument that people were like, it feels kind of like elitist to go see it in 70mm IMAX. Like you're taking that opportunity away from people by only having it in that format. But actually, I really don't think it matters. Don't get me wrong. It's one of those things that you can be like, I've seen it in this format, and that's pretty cool. But it's not the end of the world. You know, just see it. Exactly. You can see it in your local cinema, and I think you'd have just as good of a time. So
absolutely, 100%.
So, in regards to, obviously, you know a lot more about Greek mythology than I do. Do you think that it was clever that he didn't give all of the gods a human actor and made them a bit more sort of omnipresent in that sense? Or do you think they should have been there in the same way that Zendaya was as Athena?
I actually feel very, very strongly about this. It was the one thing I came out and I was like, thank God he did what he did. Because I know at one point he was considering Robert Downey Jr. to play Poseidon.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I just think, especially as well, because he's cast a lot of very, very famous actors. Sometimes when you see a very famous person playing someone, it can take you out of it a little bit.
Yes,
So it's like,
agreed.
oh, right now I'm watching Tom Holland being Telemachus. Great.
Yeah.
But if this great vindictive god who we'd heard about for the whole film appeared and all of a sudden it was Iron Man, I would I would be a bit like, oh, okay, this is kind of funny. But the way I think to just have Zendaya being the one god we do see, because I do think there's a lot of the film is to do with women and their place in the world they're in. And for her to be the standalone female god who also like is because he betrays her, he sacrifices her in the bit where he chops her head off, and it is a lot about female pain. I think just to see her as his kind of guidance throughout the world is very interesting. And also these Greek gods they don't pretend to be good. And I'm gonna quote Stephen Fry here because I think it's the perfect quote. But he says, the Greeks did not pretend to be human in their appetites, in their capriciousness, and in their unreasonableness, because the God that created this universe, if it was created by a god, is quite clearly a maniac.
Oh my god.
Do you know what brilliant. I mean? Like,
that's genius.
These gods, literally, these gods don't have to pretend to be nice. They don't have to pretend to be loving. They don't have to pretend to be human. So if we were to then see a human figure of them, I would feel so disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's
thank you, Stephen.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Fry. Thank you for traitors and thank you for Greek mythology. Yeah, no, that's so interesting. I didn't even think about I think in my head, the one thing I did just like about it was how obviously a lot of the god's presence was obviously betrayed by the ocean or the wind.
Yeah.
And how this is the thing. Everyone becomes one character to me in these kind of movies. There were so many people in it, but like it was just incredible.
Like, long names as well.
Yeah. No, when Calypso, she reacts to the environment because that's a sign from the gods, and I think that is what I preferred. I think it's because sometimes as well, you don't always want the gods to be present because you want an element of like, are they there? Obviously, in the Greek mythology, there's a bloody Cyclops, so you have to kind of be like, well, the gods must exist because look at this diva. But you know, like, it was just nice to then, I think, also just give them so much more of like a higher power, just so that they were like like you said, completely separated from human.
And also back in those days as well, they would not have imagined these people as being anything like them. They would have just seen the waves and gone, oh, that's the natural force of this higher power. They would not even have thought to compare it to anyone like them. So props to Nolan for that, because class work, my friend.
He's nailed it. Yeah. So in regards to the story, do you think that Odysseus did get to the end, or was that just kind of a facade?
This is my thing, because I went to watch this with my father, my dear father, and and the film ended, and he was like, "Oh, so it's a happy ending then? Like, he's fine. They've gone off on the boat." And I was like, "But did they?" I was like, "I don't believe that he has got this happy ending, because the whole time, like when he went to see the sirens and all this other stuff, it's been about this happiness and this future and these promises that you can never actually have. and it's the not having that is a very like human trait.
Yes.
And also everyone in this film who breaks Zeus's law ends up dead.
Yes.
So why does Odysseus, the guy who kickstarted the Trojan War, one of the biggest FUs to Zeus and his law, here we're giving you an offering, actually jokes, we're here to kill you all. Why is he allowed to survive? I don't think he should be. And I don't think that ending is promising for him. I don't believe he survived it, because why would the gods let him?
Yes.
In my opinion, anyway.
I so get
I
you.
really want to know what you think.
I think you're so true with that. I could definitely see it kind of being, yeah, like, is this actually real, or is this kind of like fake? Just to provide the audience with hope after what is such like it's a horrible thing to witness for someone.
Exactly.
But then I think it's probably they're trying to display the message of like, oh, but now he has to live with everything. And is that enough of a burden to be the thing that like he has to then carry for the rest of his life? So
that is true. That is very true.
It's very it does kind of feel a little bit cupcakes and rainbows at the end, I will admit.
Yeah. That's why I think I doubted it.
Yes, I think there should have been some sort of like the journey doesn't end here. So much more to battle, rather than just being like, let's go on holiday.
Literally, let's just leave it all behind.
Yeah.
Start a new life.
Yeah.
Like, okay, she's gonna be okay. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, fine. But another thing was, throughout the whole film, they kept talking about this idea of like the sacrifice you give has to equal the means at which you're trying to get. So like what's his name? Big guy with the big headpiece, Agamemnon.
That's the one. Yep.
Agamemnon sacrifices his own daughter so that they can have a good voyage, which is peak, but that also means he gets killed in the end. So it balances out. Why should there not have to be this great sacrifice in the end? I was waiting for this like big moment of sacrifice. I thought he was going to die, or I thought Telemachus was going to die. And when neither of them did, and they sailed off on a boat towards the sunset, I was a bit like, but then surely that's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, was that Ben Affleck?
What, Agamemnon?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if I saw this somewhere, but I think
he's one of the Safdies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because you never see his face. Or maybe you did see his face. But I was like, why would you cast, like, say, Ben Affleck,
Ben Affleck.
to play a character you never see the face of? Like, what's that going to do for marketing?
He was just aura farming for the entire film. But more power to him. It was tea, but yeah.
Yeah, that is so true. So, in regards to this movie, what was your scene that stood out the most?
My favourite scene, as I think a lot of people have also said that they liked the scene a lot, was the Cyclops sequence. The moment where that he stepped through the door and you just saw the silhouette of him and he closes the rock and then you can't see anything. All the hairs on my body stood up. I was just waiting for something to happen. And the fact as well that it's a puppet. It's practical effects.
I saw this, honestly, like the lack of CGI in that movie.
Yes.
It just made a world of difference.
Yeah. Which, I don't know whether to tell you that, the pig sequence.
Yes, tell me.
None of it is CGI. None of it. Samantha Morton?
Yes.
She had to be taught how to mold these plastic animatronics that moved and shaped their faces. None of it was CGI. Which is just incredible when you watch it back.
That's insane.
I know.
Because I remember watching it and I was like, none of this feels CGI.
Yeah.
But there must be an element of it because of the way the way that their face is like pulled.
Yeah,
Because
that's what you think.
At the start, the editing made it kind of seem like they were kind of being like, right, here's a shot of this mask, and then we're going to go change the mask to then be drawn out. But then when you actually see it happening, I was like, oh, so there must be a little bit of like tomfoolery here. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, oh my god, honestly, that
CGI.
That's incredible.
And we love to see practical effects coming back. Please bring them back.
Yes, we do.
Please.
No, like AI slop. No,
thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I think
not.
CGI is good, but I think when it gets to a point where it's just used entirely in a movie, Avatar, sorry, then you might as well just do a cartoon.
Yeah,
that's my take. I just you might just do it all CGI and then don't bother trying to be like, oh, this bit of foliage is real. Oh, amazing. Yeah. And I think it is just obvious.
Oh no, 100% it is.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
And it really takes you out of it as well, like what we were saying earlier. But what's your favorite scene, girl?
Do you know, though, I will say in terms of the pacing, and then when every kind of important scene came up, it kept me engaged. Like, there was never a point where I was watching two people have really boring, like I was always just like, oh, and then into the next bit. Like, I loved that. But I think the scene in particular for me was the end, like, battle with the suitors. I love a bit of the whole, like, I'm one person and I can take on the hell of you. It's
good.
I think as well, it was so, like, you saw it coming a mile away of what was going to happen.
100%.
But did it just scratch all of those itches in my brain? It was just beautiful. Like when he's like, I'll have a go. What? You're not going to do it, oh man. I was like, no, he's going to do it and your jaw is going to be on the floor. Yeah, I loved the whole thing. And I think as well, because it kind of did feel a little bit predictable at the beginning, then when the guy starts pushing the weapons through the roof, I was like, oh, hang on. Is this going to go well? I know. I was like, now I feel like I'm kind of anticipating some things to happen. And like, it just, I just worked so well. And then obviously every shot going back to Robert Pattinson of him just being like,
get him!
Get the shields! Get the shields! I was like,
I will help from back here and back here only.
And I think because he was so funny, it just made the whole thing feel so much more at ease as well. Like I wasn't like clenching the whole time of just being like stress. Like there was comic relief in it, and that just was so helpful as an audience to sit and be able to then actually enjoy it. I think there are so many battle scenes where you're watching it and you're just like, oh god, it's so stressful because it's just happening. Like, can someone just be like, with a sword and just like do absolute jokes? Because then I can just be like, that was so funny, things like that. I think Marvel do it quite well when they have a battle scene, and there'll be little funny moments in it, and I think that's when it's like, oh, I can enjoy this and not be like, I'm stressed. Like I feel like watching like Game of Thrones or something.
Peak and ebb and flow.
Ebb and flow, peak and trough,
peak and trough, that's the one.
But yeah, I just thought like it was just perfect. The element of like, it just felt kind of not Robin Hood, but when they're like, you have to do this one challenge for me to win my hand. And I love this. That. Just
and
so
then we'll be like, him, he's poor, he's just a beggar. I'm like, shut him. Shoot it.
Loved it. Perfect. Honestly, so good. But
loved it.
I talked about Robert Pattinson in mine. I'd say he was one of the standouts as an actor. I don't think he really did. I mean, he was kind of menacing, and I liked that he had the comedic effect as well.
Yes.
But I think for standout performances, I think I've got to give this to Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
I think she just encaptured Penelope so freaking well. You rooted for her, and yet you felt like all the decisions she made wasn't stupid ones. It wasn't so like, oh, but Daddy, I love him. You know, it was like, no, I'm gonna do what I want, and you're gonna bloody go with it, and we're gonna wait till he comes home, and it's gonna be great. And also, Girly had not touched the Botox. Her
Not at
forehead
all.
moved.
Face was moving. Love to see it.
But obviously, like you said earlier as well, that Samantha Morton. I think if she does not win the Oscar for this, fix.
Oh, she was so good. It was just, she had this ability to, you could see under the layers the whole time that there was something not quite right. But she was, when they first came in, she was so polite, she was so everything, but you could just sense there was this little and it was so unsettling. But she did an amazing job. Job. I want to give my flowers to John Leguizamo, who was, I can't remember his name, but the blind guy.
Yes.
I loved him in this so much. My only real my favorite film of his before was Romeo and Juliet, where he played Tybalt.
Love
that
Same.
because he's very theatrical in everything he does, and I like that. And also, to go back to the fight sequence we were just talking about, is after it all ends and he goes, "What happened?" I was like, that, it's just so perfect.
Yeah.
It's so good. Love that. Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, so good.
Absolutely.
Was there anyone else that you thought was just that little bit extra good? Or was that kind of...
Well, I wouldn't say, I don't want to diss her performance. I don't want to say it was extra good either. But I did find it surprising that Mia Goth was in it. And for such a little role, I think she did a great job. But also, I think to cast her, who's had a lot of success recently, especially in horror and things, for her to play this I mean, I don't know how prevalent the character is in the Odyssey book or anything. It just felt like quite an inconsequential character for her to play. I don't know if you felt the same.
Yeah, I agree. I think she, I don't know, like you said, it was Rogue. I saw her and was like, oh, she's in this.
It's Mia Goth.
Yeah. And I love how unlikable she is. In this. And I think I don't know if it's because it's her voice. It's not that I don't like her as a person, but her voice is definitely not what you would associate with her face. So yeah, I think she did it really well, and to be kind of like the backstabbing one out of all of them. But I was glad that they did a sort of nod to the fact that her Penelope's servants can't always say no to things. If the suitors want to fuck them, they're not going to say no because they don't have the power.
Yeah. Oh, so true. So while oh my god, whoa. So there's just this constant hierarchy. The gods will do their will on everyone below them, and then through the other social statuses, they will inflict that same.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
We love a motif.
We love it. We see it coming from a mile away.
We see it coming.
So yeah, that's kind of our thoughts. But let's see what the other people think on the Substack. So exciting. I've loved reading all of these reviews. I think they all pick on individual bits, which is so nice. But we're going to start with Kat. Kat gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And I'm just going to read a little bit of the review. And Kat said, it had an eerie nature in some parts, and it had moments where I think were a little scary, like the giant slash Cyclops in the cave. And the body horror when the men are turned into pigs. Chilling. I do agree some of the phrasing felt a little bit out of place, like when Elliot Page's character said, add some stuff. It didn't feel like they would say something like that, but epic. Let's talk about the dialogue. I think this needs to be addressed.
100%. I 100% agree with you. There were so many moments where I was so invested and I was fully immersed and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? And then there would be a line and it would completely take me out of it again. It's like there was a scene at the beginning where they were staying on the beach for a while and Odysseus rallies his troops and he goes, 10 years on this fucking beach. And I was like, was that necessary? Did we have to say it like that? I don't know if we did. But it's
Yeah.
just like, if it pulls you out of it and makes you do a little huh in moments where you shouldn't be going huh, it's not ideal.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I think I was glad that the dialogue wasn't heavy. I'm glad it kind of it did feel quite surface level, which it's not bad, but then I guess it's not great. They could have used wiser phrasing of things, like you said.
Yeah.
And obviously, I remember I saw an interview with Tom Holland and someone said, "Why do you say dad?
Yeah.
Like, why would you say dad?" And he went, "Well, I wouldn't say dad. I wouldn't say father either because it being Greek."
Yeah. And he ain't
And I
them
just
up, I'm
thought,
not gonna lie.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought actually that's really true. That's really valid.
Yeah.
I think if the dialogue was heavy, I probably wouldn't have followed it as well as I did. And I think it would have felt a bit more Nolan in the sense of, you're dumb, you don't get it.
Yeah.
So
You don't understand. Yeah.
like, we're on a different level to you. I don't know why I'm doing an American accent, he's British, but but like, just the kind of, you're not like a cinephile, you don't get this world. And I think people should be willing to dip their toe in if they want to. Everyone should have access to these kind of things. And that's why I started the freaking film club, because I want everyone to be able to try new movies. Yeah.
Let's just give a round of applause for Get to the Pot Film Club real quick.
Yay! To all my lovely listeners. But yeah, is there any review that you want to talk about?
Yes. So, Soph, hello Soph, gave it 5 out of 5 stars and said, watched it today and was honestly blown away. I've read the Penguin Classic translation of the book/poem and I liked how it pretty much stayed faithful to the original. Props to you, first of all.
Yes.
Crazy work. Visuals were stunning and a genuine 5 out of 5 stars. Love the way the flashbacks change time. The only thing I found slightly off was the American accents and use of more modern phrases like mum and dad. Which is kind of what we were just talking about. But it is interesting that you have said that you think it stayed faithful to the original, because a lot of the criticism for this film I have seen is people going, oh, but you've left out this bit and you've left out this bit and this bit and this bit. And I guess it kind of comes on to a wider question that we were going to talk about, is when is it the Odyssey and when does it not become the Odyssey but a version of, and are they the same?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I think, it's so difficult these days, and I think especially when Wuthering Heights came out, I think it's completely turned all of this on its head, because I feel like, how much content must you have from the original source in order to call it that name?
Same name,
exactly. And I think like, putting quotes round the title doesn't do shit.
No,
sorry,
because
but
I can't go, oh, I've made a film called The Bible and then change everything and expect people to be happy with it, because it's just not the same thing.
Yeah.
But the fact that you've said sense. No, it doesn't. But if you're saying Soph, if it has stayed faithful to the original and you're happy with that, then that's great. And I'm incredibly impressed that you've read the whole thing, to be honest.
Yeah. I think people, like, filmmakers should have the power to be able to put their spin on things, but
definitely
to a point where it just isn't the original material, or at least doesn't have the inspiration or what the, say, author was trying to communicate in the text. If you haven't included that, I don't think you should be able to call it by the title.
And I think if you are calling it the same title, you owe it to the fans of the thing that already exists to make them similar, because you know they're the people who are going to go and watch it.
Yes.
So if you completely betray that, then you can't be surprised if it gets some backlash.
True. So I think it's so difficult these days. It's just trying to work out what we can do and what we can't do, and it just but yes. So Ella, my diva
Ella.
Ella also gave it 5 stars. God, I'm surprised actually the amount of people that did put 5. I thought it was going to be a little all over the place actually, but we've got some really good positive reviews, which is nice. But Ella said Every single person deserves to be recognised for this movie. Robert Pattinson completely committed to his role and had me genuinely hating him, which honestly shows how brilliant he was. Tom Holland was a massive highlight for me, seeing him step outside of the roles we all know him from and show just how much more he has to offer as an actor. And I honestly didn't think he'd get enough praise for the role. And of course, Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway were amazing, reminding everyone why they are as talented as they are. I agree with pretty much all of it, apart from Tom Holland and Matt Damon. I think it's difficult because Tom Holland does a good job of being a wetty in this movie. So technically he does do his job. However, I think with Matt Damon, don't get me wrong, there were points I loved him, but there were also points where I just feel like he didn't stand out enough as a protagonist.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. I think they were outshined by their female co-stars.
Yes.
Because they just did an insane job.
Yeah.
Sorry to any Matt Damon diehard Tom Holland fans out there.
Yeah, we've lost them on the Substack. But yeah, no, I think it's difficult because technically they did do their job, but did they do it to a point where they did actually deserve that part and do it better than, say, a different actor is the question.
I mean, it's an accolade in itself to be able to film a 3-hour-long film in IMAX, because obviously they had to film in like 3-minute shots or something with the IMAX cameras. They could only hold like 3 minutes at a time. So the process of it must have been insanely strenuous for an actor. And I think we should be giving so much props for every actor in this film for being able to make this film.
Definitely.
But I think it is natural to then want to peel back some of the performances a little bit. Yeah. Where is she? Sorry. Ryan.
Ryan,
So
oh
sorry,
babes.
Ryan gave it 5 stars. Yes, he did. Simply wow. This movie was just so epic from start to finish. Incredible set pieces that I need to know how Chris Nolan achieved them without CGI. Facts. Insane work.
Yeah.
I can still hear the music in my head, especially the siren scene. I'll get back to that in a second. All of the performances are incredible. Standouts for me being Robert Pattinson, who is just so good at playing a little bitch, though this was so fun to watch. Agreed. That is another thing I was going to say. That piece of music that played in the siren scene, I'm a big one for soundtracks, and I will go back and listen to them afterwards if they give me that certain feeling.
Yeah.
As soon as that I don't know what instrument it is, because I know they were only using like ancient Greek instruments, which is very cool. No orchestra.
That's really good. Love that.
Yep. Love that. As soon as that little like, is it like a pan flute? It's a little like airy. That first note, I was like, oh, that was lovely.
Yeah.
And I have gone back and listened to it several times. I can't remember the name of the composer, but he did a wonderful job, I think.
To be fair, that whole siren scene was just magnificent. The fact that you were also muffled similarly.
Yes.
I was like,
that.
Yeah.
Because it's rare. Like, sirens have been done a lot in a lot of different films. And you'll always see the one guy, you hear the song and it's all the like la 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 la.
Yeah.
And then someone's going crazy. And we did see some of that. Obviously, the guy jumped off the boat. But they speak a lot about like it's this itch you want to be able to scratch to listen to it, and that's why so many people want to hear it, and to be put in that same position where we can't hear it but we want to know what Matt Damon is hearing to make him act like this is such a clever thing to do. I love that. No,
just
absolutely.
It was just perfectly done. I couldn't imagine it being done in any different way.
No,
just
so true.
Tick tick tick.
Tick tick tick.
Last of all, we're gonna look at Margaret's review. Margaret gave it 3.5 stars. Now, Margaret talked a little bit in it about the representation in the movie and about kind of should it be all Greek actors in a Greek mythology movie. This is it's a bit of a grey area topic, I think, to talk about when it comes to representation. Obviously, doing a movie about Greek mythology, you'd want to represent the people that it has kind of descended from.
Mhm.
However, Hollywood cliche, I don't think we're ever really going to be able to move away from it. Even, I think, say, because, you know, Obsession came out really recently, and that did
Mhm.
not have a single name in it.
No.
So it's possible, but on the scale of Christopher Nolan, it's hard to move away from
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
I think, from my perspective, I think that as long as you hire the right person for the job that's going to do that performance so magnificently, and I think Zendaya did a beautiful job as Athena.
Yeah, I agree.
Even the fact that she wasn't even in it that much, and you still think about her, you
Mhm.
know that you've nailed it. But yeah, it's really difficult. What do you think?
I think the movie doesn't owe complete authenticity as soon
Yeah.
as they decided that it was going to be in English and not in Greek.
True. Yeah.
And also it's myth. Obviously it's not real. It hasn't actually happened. And especially like Lupita Nyong'o, I think she was amazingly cast to play Helen. I think
Yes.
she has this like otherworldly beauty, which is exactly how Helen is described. She's the face that launched the ships. And her
Yes.
like side profile when she sat at the table, I'm just like, oh, it could like it's like a
Yeah.
marble statue. Like it's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
But it's I don't think if authenticity is what's important to someone wanting to enjoy the story, they should read the book.
True.
If you want to watch, like, this is a big focus on the story itself and the people within it and how they interact. So I think that's my stance on it, really.
Yeah, I think that's you've hit the nail on the head there. I think, especially in regards to if you want the accuracy, read the book.
Yeah.
You know, you can never compare a novel to the movie. It will always be different, no matter how hard you want it to be the spitting image and the same exact plot. You're never going to get that.
This is not going to be a true depiction of what an ancient Greek was thinking if it's being retold by a British man in the 21st century.
Yeah,
so I think
exactly.
People have to suspend their disbelief a little bit. And I'm glad that we had a very diverse cast in this film.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
We're in an age where we can do that.
Yeah, like Himish Patel, I think he did a great job in this film as well. Yes. Love that guy. Love that guy.
He was cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the casting was great.
Yeah, no, I agree. No one let it down, genuinely.
No.
I think some people probably got it more than others, and I think Samantha Morton is an example of that. She knew what she was doing. I think she said in an interview, about how she didn't read into like Greek mythology and that because she wanted to take her interpretation of it as an actor and create the character as an actor rather than looking at all these perceived ideas of the character already, which I think you can tell because I think she really does stand out so much more than everyone else because she's gone, I'm going to evaluate this from my own perspective and bring what I think the screen deserves of this character, and you see that a mile off. It's just fantastic. Yeah.
Amazing work.
Lovely. I freaking love this. So I think obviously to end this episode, we need to hear, out of 5 stars, what are you giving it, Nat?
I never thought I would give Christopher Nolan this many stars, and Nolan, I feel like I owe you a public apology for everything I was saying about you behind your back. You don't know who I am, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I am giving this film a 4.5 stars out of 5 stars because I was very impressed.
Yeah, I think.
And yourself?
For me, I think for my enjoyment, I'm gonna give it 5 stars because
Woo!
I had the most incredible time. I genuinely didn't hate a single moment apart from when my bum went a bit numb after like the 2.5 hour mark. That was the only time I was a bit like, oh my god, I need to stand up. But I was sat in that cinema surrounded by humans. I hate being sat next to people in the cinema. Why are you not in the furthest corner away from me? I was crowded by people. I was literally in the middle and the whole aisle was full of couples.
Oh, wow. How dare they?
But, yeah, literally. And I just thought there's not a single point that I've just been like, oh, there's a person next to me. Oh, the popcorn I've just eaten is hard. You know, like I loved every single second and it was just perfect for me. Maybe if I said as an overall, I probably would give it like a 4.5 because, like you said, like the dialogue was a bit iffy in points. But to me, to my own brain and my enjoyment, to you, I had the best time, and I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5. I feel like genuinely, I feel like I've just watched like The Wizard of Oz for the first time in the time it came out. Do you know what I mean? Because it must have just been like drawn on the floor for everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I feel like it's a real good thing for the idea of cinema and going to the cinema and being part of an experience in a room full of people, and we're all experiencing the same thing. And I think that's a great advert for why we should keep the cinema industry alive. Yes, please.
That is the best thing to end this on, genuinely. Let's keep cinema alive. Lovely.
Woo!
Fab. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Nat, have you had a good time on the pod?
I've had the best time. Thank you so much for having me.
This has been so fun. It's just been so nice to talk to somebody else doing this, to be honest. I'm sure you will be back again very soon because I will gladly have you back. This has been a lovely chat.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you all so much for your reviews on the Substack. Obviously, if you want to join, make sure you join it. That's where we write all the reviews and that's what we use in the pod. Thank you all for listening and have a brilliant week. And I love you all so much. Speak to you all very soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.